computer. There we go. We're back.
Got it. We're back, baby. After the little week hiatus. Yeah, apologies for that last week.
No
By the way,
worries.
I didn't apologize. I did, but I didn't apologize to you today. 'Cause it's been good, man. Plenty of sleep. I actually didn't mention that to you. Been getting plenty of sleep. It's just been nice. It's almost like I've been going to work sometimes and people ask me, "Oh, how's everything going?" Like, yeah, it's really good. Like, she's in bed at 7:30. We're in bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock. She's getting up at like 4:30. I'm getting up at like 4:30. I don't know what everyone's complaining about. And they're all just like, "Oh, F you, man, F you." I dealt with like 2 hours, then get up, then 2 hours sleep again, then get up, then an hour and a half, then get up, and I was just dying. Whereas for me, it's been great.
You're like, oh, that's all right. Just getting an easy 9 hours every night, no problem.
Yeah, but I'm actually I think I'm oversleeping now, which is bizarre because I don't sleep that much. I don't really want to. I don't know. I've got this thing where I enjoy going to sleep. Like I really, really, really enjoy going to sleep because it's like I know. Well, you don't always know, but I guess I kind of know because of my age and health and all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to wake up in the morning and then I'm going to be able to get back to it and get going again. So like that's why whenever it's bedtime for me, I'm like, yeah, wild. Let's go to sleep, wake up, let's do it again. But I've been sleeping too well lately. Like, and I've been feeling real tired throughout the day. I'm like, far out, I'm sleeping heaps, but I'm so tired. I'm just exhausted. Better change that.
Yeah. I I don't know. I took a long nap today on accident. Um, man, I was. It's not like I didn't sleep that much. I think it was like somewhere between 7 and 8 hours last night. But man,
Oh, I thought you were going to say 7 to 8 hour nap.
no. It was somewhere in the realm of an hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
It was meant to be 20 minutes. I
Well,
don't
you
know
needed it.
how. I don't Yeah, I guess. I don't know how it happened, but I was like I did a 20-minute nap. Timer went off at 20 minutes. I was like, all right, give me 10 more. It'll be all right. And then I woke up and it was like 3 o'clock. And I laid down on the couch at like 1:30. So, where am I? What's going on?
Like waking up in a day, it's like, oh my god, what is this? What? The sun? It's still there. It's gone. Oh my god,
Is
what's
it
going on?
what day is it? Is it the weekend? No. Yeah, dude. I mean, so this is like totally irrelevant, but this couch that I'm sitting on is like, first of all, the oldest couch in the world, but the greatest couch to take a nap on ever. The only thing is that it's like it's not nearly big enough for me to lay down on.
Is it a
Like,
two-seater?
yeah, like this, it's like that's one end and like that's the other end. It's like maybe big enough for like a 2/3 of me to lay down or a half of me to lay down. But like I got two weighted blankets now, so I have one for the bed and one for here. So like I get one of the weighted blankets on here and I'm like a little baby, like all folded up. Oh my God. I could sleep the whole night here. I just have my
um,
head is in this like corner right here, just like
yeah,
supported on two sides. There is no better place to nap. Like this couch is
I've
falling
never,
apart, but
I've never been a weighted blanket person. Like I've never experienced the weighted blanket like for sleep. I mean, I've picked up one before, and I'm like, the first time I picked one up would have been like last year, early last year, sometime. I've never been near them before. Meanwhile, my wife, being a teacher, knows how good it is for like some kids with I don't know sensory overload or whatever it is that they've got. And like she just chucks a weighted blanket on them, and they're just like, and they just melt, and
what are
they're
you
just
trying to
out.
say?
No, I'm not saying I
No,
say
no,
kids, man.
I
Maddie Scar, sensory overload. No, no, she spoke with me about it like because my um well at school they use I think I'm pretty sure they use it at school sometimes because she's in primary school the little kids like year fours and fives but my her dad has one there, and I like went to go pick up this blanket to move it, and lucky I've been doing all those Jefferson curls, man, because I just about just about pulled my back out. I'm like, what the shit? What's this, man? Picked it up, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing's heavy as shit. And yeah, I was like, who the hell wants to sleep with this? And then I sat down and put it over me, and I'm like, this is actually really uncomfortable because it's just like I can't move. I don't need to sleep with like I don't need blankets and all that kind of stuff. Just get me a bed, get me the floor. I'll sleep on the floor. I could sleep in my gym. I can honestly do that. I do it, pull an Alex Hormozy and just sleep in my gym.
The only twist is that it's in your garage.
People don't know that, man. People don't know. For now, it's in the garage. For now, we're making tracks. We're making tracks. That's for sure.
That is true. Dude, so,
Mm.
I mean, the weighted blanket is like there's nothing like it, man.
Mm.
It's I don't even know what about it, but it's like it. I think the best part about it is that like if you put a normal blanket on, there's kind of like spaces and like it's like not on you in some areas, like it's kind of floating in there and it's whatever. The weighted blanket just like completely like on envelop.
Compresses you.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
like
just
you're getting full blanket contact on your whole body. There's no
you're
wasted blanket.
you're selling it to me, man. You're selling it to me. I didn't know what company do you work for? What's the name of the blanket?
I have no idea. I think they were both gifts.
Oh, how good.
But let me so as much as it's great for like on the couch or on the bed, it is unbelievable on a road trip
Oh,
because
okay.
you're laying in the car and it's kind of like you just throw the blanket on you and it's like you're still kind of sitting up so it just kind of hangs. The normal blanket kind of hangs and it's not like on you. But like you put this weighted blanket on you and you're
You're
just like
strapped to the chair. So it's like you're not moving. You're not going anywhere.
yeah, it's like if you catch a eagle or something, you gotta like put the eye covers on it and put a thing around its head, and then it feels really safe. Maybe that's what it's like.
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy.
It's just a weighted blanket. We
Yeah.
sometimes like if we ever travel anywhere, I always bring it for sure. Unless I gotta
Mhm.
fly, I don't bring it when I fly because that would be I don't know. Maybe I could just drape it around my whatever.
Just put a hole in it and wear it as like a poncho, and then just
Oh,
you'd be walking around like Piccolo Man from
I'd
Dragon Ball
fall
Z.
I'd
Just
fall asleep standing up. Yeah. It'd be like yoke walks all the time. But yeah, we'll bring it to like my cousin's house or something, and like we'll be unloading the car because we'll drive there. It would be like, "Can you take this blanket?" And like we don't tell him it's a weighted blanket, and he was like, "Can you grab this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "What the hell is that?"
How much do they weigh? Like, obviously, it's because it's kind of spread out over the blanket. Like, it's not as much as if you were to roll it up and put it together. But is there
It's
like a weight grading on it?
I think I have one that's like probably 7 kilos and one's 10,
Mm,
probably. So it's like 10, probably like 15 pounds for the lighter one and like 20 or 25 pounds for the heavier.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
like 10, 12 kilos for the heavier one. But they're just like twin sized. They're not like
Okay,
I found one online that's a king sized weighted blanket.
getting all excited.
They're just ridiculous expensive. It was like a
Oh,
couple hundred
really?
bucks for a
Yeah,
king size weighted blanket. It was
but
like
it's worth it, isn't
it
it?
was like 50 pounds. I just fold it in half and take it all to myself.
Yeah, because you're living by yourself now, aren't you? Well, not that you were sleeping with like your roommate. Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys do in America, but you
There's only one bedroom here, Steph. So we gotta
one's on the floor, one's in the bed. Nah, so you're by yourself. You staying there for another couple of months, yeah, and then
we
you'll look at.
he he's not moving out for another 2 months, so we just had him
Oh,
stay for another 2 months because he's moving for school or
mhm,
not school, whatever it is. He's not moving to Boston or wherever for another 2 months, so we're still co-inhabiting in the
mhm.
same
Sleep
bed.
Sleeping together. Yeah. No, that's nothing. No, hey, no judgment here, man. I don't judge.
Listen, especially in the winter when it gets cold, why would you not share heat?
Yeah, well, speaking of winter, right now it's freaking freezing here. It's 9 degrees. I mean, actually, it's okay today because I think there's been a little bit of cloud coverage. But my God, I think we had one of the coldest days in years. Thursday or Wednesday, it was yeah, it was real cold, real cold. Still rocking the shorts though. Still in shorts, jumper on. You know, that's it. As long as my chest is warm, don't worry about the limbs. Can't feel anything anyway because I've had that many reconstructions on my knees. Everything's numb, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
I forgot it's winter there because
Mm.
it is so hot here.
What's the temperature? What are we looking at?
Like what would that be? 30,
30 degrees.
low 30s
Mm.
Celsius, Celsius, like 80, 85 to 90 here.
Wow.
But but I don't know if you saw news about this. Indianapolis, like where I live, had the second worst air quality of any city in the world the last couple of days because there's all these
Oh.
fires in Canada
Hmm.
and like I guess the smoke, the way the wind works, it just blew all the smoke to us.
Hmm.
So there were a couple days. It's getting better now, but like you're like, holy shit, it's foggy, and it was smoke.
Mm. Wow.
It wasn't fog. Like it was like it looked like there were fires everywhere. There weren't any fires here. They were like way up north in Canada, but it was like don't go outside for an extended period. Like things were getting canceled because air quality was so bad.
Yeah.
It's like
Wow.
it's like you go outside and you like, now my throat hurts. Yeah, it was it was like it smelled weird outside. Man,
Mm.
that was not enjoyable. It's better
South
now.
South Australia is notorious for like bushfires and that sort of stuff. We had one in 2019, the end of 2019, literally when the world locked down. We locked down just a little bit before that because we had the what was it called? I think it was like Black Wednesday or something like that, where like yeah they called it that because it was just fires were running rampant, and I'm talking like smoke. City was just covered in smoke. It was a yeah, it was 2019. We'd actually just gone. My wife and I, she was my girlfriend at the time, but we went to New York and we left. And literally, as we left just afterwards, I'm pretty sure it got so bad that they had to start canceling flights. They were obviously canceling a lot of other things as well because of just like how bad the smoke was here in SA because of the bushfires and all that. And
Hmm.
because the heat, it's like it's different. It's a different heat to what you guys have over there. Like, is it humid over there or is it really, really dry?
We're kind of in the middle. Like
Mm,
you'll have days where it's dry and some days where it's hot, and there's parts of the country that are like humid hot, and there's parts that are dry hot.
yeah, like here it was just dry hot. Like there was no humidity in the air at all, and it was just yeah potent for a bushfire. But yeah, anyway, the air quality then too, like it's like you look outside, or you could even just smell it. You could just smell smoke, no matter where you were in Adelaide. It was just smoke everywhere.
That's what
Pretty crazy.
people when I was younger, people used to ask if anybody smelled smoke right after they like ripped one. So now anytime if someone's like, you smell smoke, it's like you got to get out of there. Somebody just ripped ass.
Oh man, what's going on with their diet? What do you reckon? What are they having that they shouldn't be
Just
having?
just
Pop
straight
tarts and
dairy, all dairy.
oh shit! How good?
That's the
How
milk
good?
and cheese diet.
How's how is your diet hanging at the moment? You're doing quite well with it.
It's it's not bad. It's not like probably optimal. It's like right now I've chose speed a little bit over like probably what would be ideal. Not in terms of speed, like I'm going and running through the McDonald's drive-through every day, but like
Mm-hmm.
I've got these meatballs that are probably not. like the world's healthiest thing, but they're not bad. Like I make the meatballs because they're fast. They're like some teriyaki pineapple stuff, and like steaks are quick. Throwing burgers on the grill is quick.
Mm.
Buying like pre-made salads is quick. Chipotle is quick, but like it's not. It could be better, but it's sustaining me. I'm staying
Mm.
pretty lean and still moving all right. So
Mm.
not much to report back. What's the what's the post baby diet like now that you're
It's
sleeping?
yeah, it's winter over here, so we're bulking, baby. Nah, we're um, nah. I've been hanging around the 79, 80 kilos since Florence has been here, so it's kind of like it's hanging on. I do eating hasn't been atrocious either. Like for me, it has been about convenience as well. But usually it's decent enough that like it's not crap food, which yeah, I'm actually very fortunate, very thankful, very lucky that Ruby's a excellent cook, and she like no, she whips up some epic meals. Like we had um she made this pumpkin soup the other day with like a pumpkin onion and all this kind of stuff. Oh man, especially with your winter time, you're having something like that just warms your soul. And I've never been a pumpkin soup fan. Like, yeah, it was proper good. What else do you make? So like, I think one thing that a lot of people struggle with, and it's kind of um I wouldn't. Oh, yeah, it's kind of funny because like Ruby's becoming more and more aware of, and she's been really good. Not lately, but she has just been really good. Um, in like looking into things more. We were actually talking about it yesterday, where now her she's got her sister and like reading the packages, like to actually see what's in them. You know, like is that it says it's organic and it's healthy and it's this and it's that. And I got I got sold the other day, 2 weeks ago. I saw this piece of banana bread and it was like had all this healthy stuff under the front of the packaging was like it was all healthy and all that kind of stuff, and no artificial colors or sweeteners or flavors or numbers or whatever. It said it on the front, and it was behind the glass. And I was like to the guy, I'm like, oh, can I just grab that piece of banana bread? And I took it, and like I literally grabbed the packet and felt. I'm like, no, this is not. What the fuck is this? And then I looked at the back, and it was like number 1, 2, 3, and then artificial sweetener this, and then color. And I'm like, oh, you sold me, bastard. Um, but yeah, Ruby's been really good. She was talking about, just to double back, um, she's talking about how like the convenience for most people of eating those like pre-packaged meals for dinner, and just finding like just snacking and what's easy. Like it makes sense why they kind of might be a little bit overweight, or why they might be struggling with inflammation and pain and brain fog and all this kind of stuff. Because like we literally every single night we'll have a homemade meal. Like Ruby will cook, you know, or I'll cook a steak on, or a couple of steaks on the barbie. Um, or we'll just do something like that's a little bit more wholesome, rather than going, yeah, we're going to go to the shop, we're going to buy that, we're going to chuck it in the microwave, we're going to heat it up, we're going to eat it. Like there's a little bit more to it than just that. And it's just been really cool to have um, my wife and then the family slowly starting to, um, I guess, come to terms with like the shit that you're buying at the shop is shit. Like it's shit for your health, it's shit for your body. There's a reason why you're still gaining weight. Like don't worry about calories in, calories out all the time. Have a look at what you're actually eating and what you're putting into your mouth. And 9 times out of 10, it's because you eat shit. Like it's not necessary. Oh, it is. It's not necessarily just calories in and calories out. Um, so yeah, I'm very thankful that like I've got a beautiful wife who can cook beautiful, wholesome food. And I mean, I cook sometimes too, like I said. Um, but yeah, I think that that's been the big thing for me, is changing the like the way that I think about food, more quality and nutrient dense rather than like calorie dense, if that makes sense. It's been a big conversation here with a couple of people that I've been having lately. So yeah, the food's been good. But in the next 3 weeks, I'll be starting the like I'm going to be doing the 8 week accelerated accountability program as well as the people I'm doing it with, which is going to involve like obviously working out and programming, but it's going to involve like actually just getting more protein into my diet and less of that shitty stuff that I've been having to really kind of like turn it around, because that's when we're pretty much going to be getting to the end of winter, so we're getting like closer into spring, so warmer weather is going to be coming through as well, and I guess it's a really good time to start doing something like that.
Yeah, I think the thing with calories in, calories out is that like 100% works. Like
Mm.
there's no doubt that calories in, calories out is like correct and like will predict exactly how much weight you lose
Mm.
if you have perfect information, which is
Yeah.
like so difficult to correctly determine calories in
Yeah.
and calories out. Like it is nearly impossible to do it any other way than monitoring exactly what you eat and then like looking if the scale changes because you cannot measure calories out. There's so many things that go into it. But you can, I mean, like you can estimate it like, all right, I ate 1,800 calories a day for the last 3 days, and my weight hasn't changed at all, or even 3 days is like it's too short of a period.
Mm.
Like it's so hard to estimate that it's like most people are better off just like get good food, and then it's like if you want to be really specific about it, change it. But like when people get super nitpicky about calories in, calories out, it's like there's no way. There's like so many internal processes that are gonna kind of upregulate or downregulate your metabolism, and like maybe you're walking more than you think, and things change day to day. Your BMR is not an easy thing to calculate accurately. Like it's if anybody says calories in, calories out doesn't work, they're just wrong. Unless it's like doesn't work for people in general because it's too complex. Then it's like, all right, yeah,
Mm.
that's fine. So if you're like a professional bodybuilder, it's like, yeah, you probably need to like do a lot with the calories in, calories out. But like generally, if you eat a whole bunch of meat, fruit, vegetables, you're probably gonna be all right. Sweet potatoes and rice. Like
Mm.
it's gonna be hard to overeat that.
Mm. I think your body innately knows as well. Like, although I reckon a lot of people are numb to the foods, or their body may feel numb to like the foods that they're eating, because the food that they're eating is just like it's not satiating them, it's not filling them up. Like because they're just eating so much crap, just gobbling up so much crap, that when they actually start to eat healthy, their body's like confused, because it's like, well, I need to eat more of this because that's what I usually do. But then they don't realize, maybe the body doesn't realize like actually what the nutrients is within that food. And I think a lot of people are struggling at the moment, especially in like in this winter time, because it's like just eat because it's comfortable, and it warms your soul. Like I said about that pumpkin. I mean, pumpkin soup. Eat as much as you want. You won't be able to eat that much, but like it does. It warms you up and it makes you feel comfortable. And because it is cold here and that, yeah, I think I agree. I agree. The calories out, calories in, calories out is one way, like a great way of being able to determine whether you are going to actually lose weight or not over that like extended period of time, whether it's a week or not. You got to figure out where you are and what you're at. But like, I don't. I think people think that they can just still eat shit as well. I've got the calories in, and that's all that I need, and I'm going to lose weight. It's like, I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, technically with calorie, like technically, if you knew how many calories out and how it would change when you eat different foods, then you just ate less than your calories out. Like you'll lose weight eating anything, but it's like at what cost?
Mm. Mm.
Cost is probably not worth what. And I think it's probably fairly important to say, and we probably don't have many people that this doesn't apply to that would listen to this, but like this advice probably is most effective for like the middle standard deviation. Like
Yeah,
when
I
you're
understand.
2 or 3 standard deviations away from the mean, like you might have to look at things a little bit differently if you're 600 pounds. Like diet and exercise is always going to help, but there's like other things that you got to take into consideration there. Um, some people diet and exercise is enough. Some people it isn't. There's and same way if you're on the other end of the scale, if you're like 6'5" and 11 pounds, then then you probably got to do things a little bit differently. But like in general, that's just, I mean, it's just the way it is.
I do think too that because speaking with a mate of mine from Melbourne who was training for a triathlon because he's exerting so much, and so like from a training perspective too, you actually want to be eating more. Again, depends on the training that you're doing. So like for him, he's running, cycling, swimming, almost every single day. So he's exerting like I don't know how many thousands of calories as an estimate, and he changed his diet to actually get between 3.5 and 4,000 calories in, and within I think it was a week or two, he lost 3 kilos because his body was just holding on to shit because he's like, I'm not eating enough. He was only eating 1,500 calories, I think. And so then there's that end as well. Like you want to make sure that you're still eating enough to be able to like allow your body to do what it does best, especially if you're training so much.
Hmm. Yeah. And with a sport like swimming, it's like it was really popular like a while ago when Michael Phelps was breaking the Olympic records in just about everything. That they were like, holy shit, he's eating 10,000 calories a day. Like, that's so much food. He must be swimming so much. But with something like swimming, you got to understand that the water is cold. So it's pulling your body heat out constantly. So you have the calories exerted from the action, but you also have your body like creating heat constantly for
Yeah.
whatever 8 hours that he was in the pool a day. So it's like that's why he was eating 10,000 calories a day, not because he was exerting himself for 10,000 calories, which is an absurd amount of calories to
Mm-hmm.
try and get from activity. He's also a big dude. Like it I mean if you so I don't know if you've seen Mitchell Hooper, the guy that won the world's strongest man.
No.
So he's like this Canadian guy that won World's Strongest Man. He went down and visited Ben a couple days ago in
Mm-hmm.
Florida. But
Oh, I did see that video. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, that's him. Like he won World's Strongest Man. He's crazy. He used to be a marathon runner. Like that dude's insane. The number,
Wow.
all of the stuff that he's done. But like he said many times, like he eats like 4 or 5 thousand calories a day. Like all of those videos are like Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw, like 10,000 calories a day is like an absurd amount. And part of that's
Mm.
because like Halfthor and Brian Shaw are like 7 feet tall and like 450 pounds. And to like get that big and train that hard, like if you're trying to be fat like that, then you gotta kind of be heavy. But it's like even for them, like almost every strongman only eats like 4 or 5 thousand calories a day. So it's eating 6, 7, 8 is like not generally necessary.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're doing, like
Yeah.
in and what your overall goal is as well. More often than not, if you're carrying a little bit and your yeah, average Joe who just wants to lose 5 kilos, 10 pounds, whatever it might be, like 20 pounds, you know, you you want to probably start with that calories in, calories out because you have that's a good place to start, I think, anyway. But then also changing the quality of food that you're eating too, like what are you eating, how much are you eating of it as well. And this is like, I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian or anything like that, but I think this is stuff that makes sense. It's like stop eating so much, start eating more quality. You'll probably get more satiated. You'll probably not want to eat as much because you're eating more quality. Bing pot, there you go, jackpot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's people are so bad about estimating how many calories they're eating.
Mm,
Like there were a couple studies on it. People are like way worse than you could ever imagine. Like 20 to 25 to 50% wrong in terms of how
mm,
many calories they're eating. So like I mean if you're specifically only eating things like meat and fruit and veggies and sweet potatoes and rice to the extent whatever, it's gonna be hard to overeat just because of like how satiating meat really is.
mm.
But like if you're like, man, I think I'm eating like 2,000 calories and I'm not losing any weight, like you might be eating 3,000 calories and you just suck at estimating it. So, and then it's easy to get fixed on calories and like I can eat 2 grams of rice now and 3 ounces of steak or something. Like that's kind of stupid. But yeah, I mean the calories in, calories out is good. I really do think for most people, if you like cut out a whole bunch of shit, like you're probably gonna lose weight. There's always people that are in the other direction that need the calories in, calories out sort of thing. But I think a lot of times it takes care of it if you fix the diet.
Mm. Mm. I'm also a big believer in like people not getting enough protein into their diet as well. I mean, this might be a little bit
You're
too
promoting that?
extensive. What's that? Not having too much
Yeah, you're promoting it. You're a big fan of that?
of having not enough or
No, I
having
was
more.
just kidding. Just the way you said it was like I'm a big fan of people not having enough protein in their diet. Like, are you
I can't.
really? Yeah.
I can't even blame Baby Brain on that because I've been sleeping like a champ lately. So, no, I'm a big fan of people having more protein in their diet, and like, um, I can't remember the exact. You would probably know with Hormozy, and his is it 100 grams of protein for every not every pound of body weight. How does it work out? There's
One
the
one
little.
gram 1 gram of protein per pound of
That's
body
it.
weight, or
Yeah,
2.2 per kilo. Yeah.
yeah. And like following that, and probably not eating whatever you want afterwards. Because you want to be getting into good routines and good rhythms and that sort of stuff. But I think that's especially if you're training. I think that's a good basic guide to kind of follow if you're not getting enough protein and you want to put on size as in like musculature and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a good place to start for that sort of stuff. I don't know. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, number one thing for me when people ask like what do I do, what should I do for the diet? It's like number one, hit a gram per pound of protein per body
Mm,
gram per pound of body weight, gram of protein per pound of body weight.
there it is.
Um, I'll get there eventually, but like that's the number one thing. I mean, for like an hour, like general population, it's like you can drop it down to like 0.85 or something grams per pound of body weight. Um, it's like generally the 1 gram. When you go higher than 1 gram, there's really no ill effects. But like the 1 gram per pound of body weight is generally like cover all bases for almost everybody. Occasionally, like if you need more than that, you'll know. But
Mhm.
for like two standard deviations worth of people, it's like 1 gram per pound is fine. The problem is like when you start eating 400 grams of protein a day, it's like you're cutting into your carb and fat intake, and then it's like it'll mess with your performance a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's protein is always the number one thing for me. It's like get enough protein and then like quit eating garbage, and like that's probably like 90% for most people.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I think that's one of the epidemics of today, if you want to call it that, is not having enough protein in your diet. I mean, there's a couple of things that I've seen and read about that being a big indicator or cause of obesity is lack of protein, or like obviously too much of everything else, all the other crap and shit that people eat. And it is like it is a comfort thing. I think a lot of the time. Obviously, there's some other indicators and some other reasons why people are eating the way that they're eating and why they are the way they are because they don't value health as high as what other people do, or as maybe what they should if they want to live long and healthy and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's the protein. So it was 2.2 grams per kilo and
Yeah.
1 gram per pound, correct?
Hmm.
Yeah, and just to clarify for people for clarity, the um it's not actually the piece of meat, it's the amount of protein that's within that meat. Yeah,
Yeah.
because people feel like that's a lot of meat. Well, that's not much meat actually.
Yeah. That's like very little meat actually, because it's like what is it? What's the conversion? I don't remember what the conversion is from. It's like one. I don't remember. There's a conversion to know how much protein is in a pound of muscle meat or whatever, but it's like
Mm.
Anyway, um, yeah, it's like it's hard again if you get all your protein in, like it does it's so calorically low, and the ratio of calories to how filling something like a steak is like it's so filling for the amount of calories. Like you could just like chug olive oil and get 1,000 calories and like no problem. But like to get 1,000 calories from steak is like, man,
Mm,
I'm full.
mm,
It I think that's one of the biggest things. And like you've said it and I've said it, and it's like there was Ben Patrick had this strategy that he's talked about a couple times. I don't know if he said it publicly, but like the way he would eat is like eat steak or protein until you're basically full. But like you'll always have a little bit of room for like some salad afterwards, and then like you can eat salad until you don't want to eat salad anymore. Then
mm,
you'll still have a little bit of room left, and you're like then
mm.
you can eat fruit until you don't want to eat fruit anymore. And then after that, you pretty much don't want to eat anything anymore because
Yeah.
you've hit stomach failure 3 times at that point.
What's it like progressive overload?
Oh yeah, it's like all right, 3,001 calories tomorrow, 3,000. That I found that actually works really well for me, just in terms of like being simple. It's like all right, I'll eat as much meat as I want, and then I'll eat as much salad as I want, and then I'll eat as much fruit as I want, and then I'm done.
Mm, mm.
It works. It's like dessert.
Yeah,
Fruit's like a little dessert at the end
yeah,
after you've eaten your meat and veggies.
yeah. I'm a big fan of the nighttime um, bit of fruit and Greek yogurt mixed in with the protein powder afterwards.
Ooh,
Like, oh my
that's
goodness,
nice.
that is nice. Yeah, that's a good treat. That one. My mate chucks it in the freezer. He gets the frozen berries as well, but he puts the ice cream, puts the ice cream, gets the yogurt, mixes it with the protein powder, chucks it in the freezer for a little bit, takes it out. It's like ice cream. And it's got the frozen berries in it. He's like,
Oh,
oh, next level.
my my girlfriend just got this ice cream maker from like you've seen like Ninja blenders.
Yeah, we got him here.
There's a Ninja ice cream maker thing called the Creamy
Wow.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You can make like protein ice cream in there. Like you just put like milk and protein powder and shit like that. I haven't gotten to try it yet because it came like yesterday,
Yeah.
but that's probably gonna be fire. And if you somebody that's like, I gotta have something sweet, like put the protein powder in the yogurt, buy an ice cream maker and make healthy ice cream like that. Like
Mm.
you don't have to like sit there and suffer. Like it's not like, oh, I can have more salad. Like that's not how it has to be. Like you can make healthy things that still taste good. Like
Mm,
if you like love pasta, like have brown rice pasta, like it's fine. Like and it's also like as long as you're eating the majority of clean, then like you're probably gonna be fine too. It's
mm,
not like, oh, I had one fry from McDonald's, I'm gonna die now. It's like that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But
mm,
like there's also not a defined line of like when it becomes too much and when it's like fine.
mm,
It's a spectrum. For some people, one fry is too much. For other people, it's like you can eat like a pretty significant amount of McDonald's and be relatively okay
yeah.
or
Not that
totally
you're
okay.
not that you're promoting eating McDonald's, so
Hmm. Yeah. I mean to be fair, actually, if you just get the burger patties, it's probably pretty good still. 'Cause I think
are they
they're
that good a quality? Are they
I
like
I
the
think they're actually like a lot of the fast food places in the States at least have relatively good quality meat.
interesting?
Not like it's like good quality meat, but like
Yeah.
pretty decent. And like I don't know what kind of oil or like what they cook it in, but like if you just get the patties, you're doing pretty well.
Hmm, hmm.
The problem is when you get a supersized Coke and you get all of the toppings on the burger, then you get the bread and you get the fries and you get the chicken nuggets that taste so good. Oh, and
And
you get all of
McFlurry.
that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a
I
chicken
re-
nugget fan?
I love chicken nuggets. Oh,
Far out. That
mini
you're
corn dog. Oh, you ever had a mini corn dog?
nah,
Really? You ever had a corn
nah.
dog?
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what a
Probably
corn
not.
dog is?
I've
It's
heard
a
of them before, but
it's a hot dog that's like sort of breaded in like cornbread almost. It's like the cornbread is real
I
thin, but it's just a
yeah,
hot
yeah,
dog covered in it.
yeah.
Unreal. Unreal.
I wouldn't have expected those words to come out of your mouth, Matty. But you know how I said that the weighted blankets are really used for those kids with sensory overload. See, a lot of kids eating chicken nuggets as well, man. I don't know.
I haven't had a chicken nugget or a corn dog in years, I don't
I'm
think.
joking.
If
I'm
they're just
joking.
like they're probably like like when you saw a TV show when you were younger and you're like thinking back on it, you're like, oh my God, that show was so good. And then you
Mm.
like actually see it and you're like, the hell is this? I'm sure if somebody gave me a corn dog right now, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a memory of the corn dog and the chicken nuggets and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and they give like mini ones that are like mini corn dogs that are like that big. They're just like, but man,
Yeah, I
that's why
think
so many kids are fat.
we call them pigs in a blanket or pigs in blankets. I think they're
That's
called.
different. We have pigs in a
Oh, is that
blanket here
different?
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are
No.
like it's a different kind of bread on the outside for pigs in a
Okay.
blanket. The pigs in a blanket's more like pretzel bread almost, kind of, right?
I don't know. I haven't eaten them
Mm.
in a really really long time, so I
I just
cannot
know they're
confirm or
different.
deny.
I just know
Okay.
they're different. Corn dog is like I think I never actually don't know why it's called a corn dog, but I think it's because it's like a cornbread
Mm.
covering or something like that.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's a corn dog. All right.
Yeah.
I think before we get too off the rails, we probably should call it here. Let
I think
people
that's a
go get
good
their
idea.
corn dogs. Where can everybody find you? Where can everybody get in touch with you about the your accountability program?
Yeah, just at Coach Carly. So it's the links in my bio, Coach Carly with the three eyes, on Instagram. Just go to the link in the bio, and then it's the first one up the top there. I'm actually really really excited. Like I haven't promoted it. Well, I just started promoting it now, so it's going to start in 3 weeks. And I'm not taking too many people on board at the moment. And if anyone wants to do it online, it's actually super super easy to be able to monitor like performance increase as well. So like, and you're pretty much guaranteed. You are 100% guaranteed if you follow the program to get better at each of them as you go along. Like there's some really really cool metrics that you can measure, and it's not just like lifting. There's a whole bunch of other stuff as well that I'm chucking in there too. So I haven't actually opened it to anyone online, but I've been thinking about it. If you want to, I'd be love to do like a kind of a beta project almost programming online if you want to try it out and check it out. So if you've listened this far and you're keen, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to show you the programming. It's pretty much 90% finished. But yeah, we're going to get started on the 24th of July. Yeah, we're far out. We're in July here. You're still in June over there, aren't you?
Yeah,
30th of June. Yeah, 30th of June, I think it
it
is for you
is
over
the
there.
30th. It is the 30th of June.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Matty? Where's everyone going to find you? 15-minute footballer? Is that what
Yeah,
it's called? That's
yeah.
sick.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Mm.
There's a couple slogans I'm running around with it. The highest ROI football program in the world, 15 minutes to get faster, stronger, more athletic, more durable. It's a cool program. I built it for myself, selfishly, but then was like, oh, this is actually really good for other people too. So it's coming out. It's out. You can get a hold of it. There's a free 7-day trial if you want it. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. No skin off your back or mine. But yeah, it's a score performance, SKAAR performance. You know where to find it. It'll be down below for both of us. And we'll see everybody next week.
See you guys.